All right, we're going to test the hardness of a couple different mineral samples today. Remember that hardness is a mineral's ability to resist being scratched. So in order to do that, we need our mineral samples, a glass plate, which has a hardness of 5.5, a copper penny, which has a hardness of 3.5, and a steel nail or screw, which has a hardness of 6.5. So, as we're doing this, please remember to be cautious with the tools that you are using. These things are sharp, the glass can break, so please leave the glass on the table. And if you're using the screw, put the mineral on the table and scratch it with the screw. So I'm going to start with this sample here, and I'm going to try and scratch it on the glass plate. As I'm doing this, nothing happens. There is no new scratch here where I was rubbing the mineral on the glass plate. This means that this mineral is softer than the glass plate, or the glass plate is harder than the mineral. So next, I'm going to try with the copper penny. I'm going to try and scratch the copper penny with this mineral. So I'm going to rub it on the mineral, and then I'm going to pick it up and look at it closely where I was scratching it. My camera will focus here. There is no scratch on the penny. That means that this mineral is softer than the penny, or has a hardness of less than 3.5. Now, the nail is harder than both the glass and the penny, so I'm going to skip using the nail. But you can also use your fingernail to test the hardness of minerals. Your fingernail has a hardness of 2.5. So I'm going to see if I can scratch this mineral with my fingernail. Oh, my camera froze again. There we go. And as I'm scratching, I'm not seeing any scratch marks on the mineral. So now I'm going to try and scratch my fingernail with the mineral. And I'm able to make some scratches on my fingernail with the mineral. That means that this mineral is harder than my fingernail, but softer than all of these other materials, which can help me pinpoint the hardness of this particular mineral. Now let's test another one. So I'm going to start with the steel nail here. I'm going to see if I can scratch the mineral with the steel nail. Oops, safety. Pay close attention to where you're scratching so you know where to look. And I don't see any scratches. So next I'm going to try the glass plate. Really lean into it. Sometimes it can be hard to scratch these. And even here you can see clear as day a brand new scratch right there. If you're not sure if the mineral scratched the plate, use your fingernail to scrape your fingernail across where you think it's scratched, and if you can feel the scratches, that means that your mineral scratched the plate, and that mineral is harder than glass. Okay? So because I scratched the plate, this mineral is harder than glass. Because the nail could not scratch the mineral, this mineral is also harder than this nail. Okay? Now by default, that tells us that this mineral is also harder than the copper penny and my fingernail, because these two items are softer than these two items. So that tells us that this is a very hard mineral. Its hardness is greater than 6.5. So that's how you test the hardness of mineral samples.